Hey, beautiful people. So if you are someone that constantly finds yourself asking people for permission to pursue the things that you actually desire to do, but you find yourself feeling like you need someone to validate your decision, your way of thinking, then this message is for you. Hi, I'm Desiree Cocroft. I am your Get Your Life coach. I am a life and leadership coach, and I love helping high achieving women leaders get back to themselves, unhustle themselves, get over some of the people pleasing and high achieving tendencies that have them second guessing themselves so they can truly begin to trust themselves and live life on their terms. And so I want to let you know, if that has been what you've been doing, asking people for permission without even knowing it, because you just feel like when there's something that you desire to do, something that is new for you, you are so unsure of yourself, you feel like you have to ask 5 different people and talk about it on end for days and days. Every time you have a conversation, you got to say something about it. I want you to stop yourself. I want you to stop yourself and ask yourself, why? Why do I keep asking people about how I should make a decision? Because many times I can totally relate to feeling of uncertainty and the feeling that, well, I just don't know if I'm making the right decision. Sometimes we put so much pressure on us to make the right decision that we make no decision. We are addicted to being in indecision. And as a result, we find ourselves asking everybody what we ought to do instead of just making a dang on decision. And so I want to help you make your decision. So if you know you've been that person, ask yourself gently. You don't have to shame yourself. Ask yourself, what is it that I'm actually looking for? I want you to really think about, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? Am I looking for permission? And that is the number one thing that most people are looking for. And I have been people looking for permission. It's almost as if you're asking people because you want them to tell you it's okay. The other thing that I found myself being the person looking for this sort of answer is we're looking for someone to talk us out of it. And this is actually something that kind of can be disguised as asking for someone to give you advice so that you can do something that feels like a safe choice, that you're not taking a risk, or you are really afraid of doing the thing. So it's like, let me find the person that's gonna talk me out of it, and then I can say, yep, see, Desiree, that's why you shouldn't have did it in the first place, such and such is right. So sometimes we can, subconsciously, because we're so kind of stricken with fear about doing a thing, we'll find someone that we know will confirm that fear inside of us, and then we'll make it mean like, oh, okay, that means I wasn't supposed to do it. But have you ever considered that sometimes we are a mirror of the people that we walk up to? And if we want someone to talk us out of it, that's what they'll do. If we want someone to give us some permission, that's what they'll do. But it's not because of them. It's because of the energy we bring to the conversation. I was actually just talking to my client today about this very same thing. She had an experience where she was talking to someone about one of the business ventures that she's doing, and it's somebody that she admires, but she admitted that toward the end of the conversation, she basically was asking them, what do they think? And I don't think it's a bad question. I think it's more about the energy in which you ask the question or how you enter a conversation. You need to enter conversations with your decision made. Now, it's one thing to be said to get insight on the how or the steps, but it is more powerful for you to step into conversations with the decision made. So for example, I shared how I'm moving to Madrid for a few months, and oddly, I'm in my 40s, and I'm like, the people I was most concerned with were my parents. Yes, I love my parents, and I'm still like, oh Lord, I don't want my parents worried about me, because they still worry about me, because that's what happens when you have children, no matter how old they get. So with that being said, I was thinking about that, but I went to the conversation like, I'm doing this, so I'm just letting y'all know and letting y'all know about the journey so I can rev y'all up so y'all got time to get used to this idea. Now, along the way, of course, like most parents do, they'll start saying, oh, have you talked to the U.S. Embassy? Have you researched this? Have you researched that? I don't have a problem with none of that. And I'm like, oh, no, but thank you. Or yes, I've done that. Great. Thank you. Appreciate it. When you go into something with certainty, even if people have things to say, people that love you, that you trust, that you admire, you won't leave the conversation with this uncertainty of not knowing what to do, because you went into the conversation with certainty. And so I want to encourage you to, the next time you feel like you need permission, the next time you feel the fear of doing something, so you, without even thinking, want to talk to such and such, but on the back end, you realize, such and such, they're going to talk you out of it. I want you to get still. I want you to get still and ask yourself, why am I asking them? Why am I having this conversation? Why do I keep talking about this? What am I looking for? Am I looking to have somebody talk me out of this? Am I just looking to continue delay? Am I looking for permission? If it's any of those things, if it's not anything, if it's not a conversation that you're looking to progress your idea, it's for the things I said already. And so with that being said, I want you, if you truly desire to stop living the same life you've been living, and you want to live a different life, you want to step into the highest version of yourself, get conscious of how you're stepping into conversations, and get into conversations stepping in with a sense of power and decision. And that can only happen when you get quiet with yourself and you stop constantly looking for the world around you to validate what you do next, and trust the God-given voice He has given you. We know what we know. We are so used to hearing so much advice, and I'm not saying that is wrong. I've worked in spaces where I've been an advisor. I am a coach. I am a consultant. There's nothing wrong with me or anybody else seeking recommendations, seeking a more knowledge and expertise to guide them in a decision. What I'm saying is, know the decision you want to make. I will say, number one, and then I'm going to, jump this off because I know I can make these long. And I don't care about that, but you might care. I know that when we are okay with ourselves, then we don't care. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care if somebody is projecting or what have you to take us off our square. We be like, oh, okay, that's fine. We just kind of like take it with a grain of salt and we keep on going with our thing. And I want you to have that same certainty, knowing that people can give you advice and recommendations, and you can still be very true to, your values and what you decide to do, and still hear from them, and, get really great information or great practices that you can use to actually help you move forward. So it's not wrong to ask for, help and things like that, but it's everything to have a decision made. I appreciate, as a coach, a consultant, having clients that actually know what they desire to do. People that don't know anything or say they don't know anything, that's when I start giving them a whole bunch of stuff, or feeling like, I don't know if I can help you if you can't sit with yourself long enough and discover what you want, because I'm going to lead you down a path that is only going to be full of what I think you should do. And at the end of the day, we have entered in this era where we don't trust ourselves enough. And so we're looking for everybody to say stuff to us, because we live in this culture where, people cancel people, and social media, people talk about you on social media when they don't like when you did something. And it's making everybody scared to their guts to do things. And it's like, yo, you just got to do whatever it is that's in you to do, and learn from whatever experience you have from it. That sounds, like that might sound risky, or that might sound scary, but at the end of the day, you're going to go very slowly in life, not closing the gap between who you are and what you want, constantly looking for other people to validate it, validate you, validate your ideas, validate something. Okay, and this is for real. One of the last things I'm going to say, because this got me going, is that stop trying to convince people that your vision is a vision that ought to be pursued. If this is a vision that you believe God has given you, there's going to be a lot of people that don't understand it. They're not going to understand the motivation behind it. All they're going to see is you being uncertain. And as people that maybe love and are concerned about you, yeah, their mind is going to start sounding an alarm like, oh, she doesn't seem safe. She doesn't seem sure. let's help her stay safe. And that's why you keep getting people that don't seem like they support your ideas, or they might be trying to talk you into doing other things, like, oh, well, maybe you shouldn't leave your job just yet, or oh, maybe you shouldn't do this. And that doesn't mean don't hear them out. You need a plan where you're going to do things, but I just want you to get a sense of where you are, because where you are is how people are going to react to you. If you liked what you heard, and I know you did if you're still watching it, then please like, share, go to my website and subscribe to my newsletter, www.DesireeCocroft.com, and I would love to work with you eventually, as I do so much work with high achieving women leaders that want more out of life. So if that's you, hit me up. And until the next time, bye.